just a bad dream.
David Gardner! Stop!
Nothing to be afraid of, David Gardner. Tomorrow we will take a picnic up at the hill.
Poor little guy. Poor little guy.
Hello, welcome back to the Hormonal Werewolves, the most awkward show on YouTube. But we're here together to talk about Invaders from Mars from 1986, directed by Tobe Hooper. This is an honorary birthday selection of mine. I just had my birthday not that long ago. Thank you so much. And this is one of my faves from childhood. So I thought I'd use the opportunity with the conch shell, as it were.
Whoever holds the conch gets to speak. That's the rule.
To use it to talk about one of my faves. Have you guys seen this one before?
This is my first time.
Okay. It'll be hit or miss with you. I'm really curious.
I feel like Ryan would really dig this movie if I'm just putting it out there. But
in my
I'm always wrong.
Says it feels like a Ryan movie, but like that's when he doesn't like it.
I didn't realize Dan O'Bannon wrote the screenplay.
Yeah. A lot of things I didn't remember because like the intro credits, and I always check to see how long a movie is before I start to watch it, and this one is an hour and 39 minutes. Right. But 39 minutes of it were the intro credits.
The intro credits.
Like those Superman.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my God. I forgot when filmmakers used to torture you.
I literally had to stop. I was like, wait, I thought Tobe Hooper directed this. It wasn't fucking Richard Donner.
Right. It totally felt like that. I
did like though. I don't know how much you remember the original, but
never seen it.
The 53 film.
Yeah, so they don't do it the same way with it coming at you, but the print that they have, the font they use, is supposed to look very 3D. Okay. So I feel like this is an homage to that.
It's like a thing.
Horror royalty in this, and it starts in the opening credits. I mean, you have Stan Winston doing the creature effects. You have Dan O'Bannon on screenplay, like you said.
Karen Black,
James Karen.
I forgot he was in this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen this film, and I smiled so big just seeing him pop up.
You want to just give him a hug, don't you?
I did. I really would. I love him.
They kind of just tack him on at the end, but I don't know. That's always a sign of quality.
That's the dude from Return of the Living Dead, right?
Destroyed the brain and die. It worked in the movie. Well, it ain't working now, Frank. You mean the movie line?
Return of the Living Dead, yes.
It was a delight to see him.
Abby already brought up the 1953 film, which is widely considered a science fiction classic. Do you think it was a strange choice to give the reins over to the remake to the guy who created redneck backwoods horror?
Hey, lick my plate, you dog dick.
It was, we'll say, very bold, very
bold move,
very bold choice, very.
I mean, just looking at his resume, it didn't jump off for like a potential project for Tobe Hooper.
It's like Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings all over again. What from your past tells me.
But this was part of Tobe Hooper's 3-picture deal with it was with Orion, right?
It was Canon.
Sorry, because he had because of Texas Chainsaw, he was given basically free reign to make 3 movies, so long as one of them was a sequel to Texas Chainsaw. This was one of the 3, correct? This and Life Force was the other one.
Oh, I forgot about Life Force.
I always forget he did that.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm going to do 2 science fiction films. That's incredible.
I mean, both.
Huh.
It's no surprise this movie fucking tanked.
Yeah. No, this did not make any money.
It did not. And after watching it, I can see why. Number one, like this had to be fucking expensive.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. I was
Well,
confused.
the creature work alone, I feel
the
like.
creature work, the inside of the spaceship.
Yeah.
Which is
Granted, the spaceship itself coming down out of the sky kind of looked like a giant floating dookie. I'm sorry to say it. I didn't want to be the one to point it out, but it literally
you
looks like a piece
you might need to get to the doctor, my friend.
Well,
yeah. If your
once
dookie
it lands,
looks like that spaceship.
Once it lands, it's
physician.
beautiful. But when it's coming down at
with
first,
the lava light,
if you have strobe lighting coming out your ass while you're doing it number 2,
I mean,
it's time to go to the
don't
doctor.
judge me.
It was less Close Encounters of the Third Kind, more E.T., if that makes sense. It reminded me of the spaceship from E.T.
Yeah, I actually went back and watched the original movie just to kind of see how close. And they really took a lot of the same, it was really a remake. It wasn't one of those
really
by
was.
remake alone. Granted, the aliens in this 86 version are a million times better than.
Dude, I love the aliens in this. This
They're
is such an
fantastic.
alien movie. This is such an Adam movie. It's just like these big
What they call
grotesque.
them? Giant Mr. Potato Heads?
Yeah. David Gardner calls them. Like, I was trying to think of a way to describe them, and I couldn't think of a better way than how he already did with the.
I found him.
Shh, keep it down. They'll see us.
They tried to catch me. They almost killed me. They're huge, ugly, slimy, giant Mr. Potato Heads.
Mr. Potato Heads. They reminded me a lot of the Dark Crystal. Those creatures
the Skeksis.
Not even the Skeksis, the ones that like destroy ogres.
The Eternals or the Wizards.
They're all creepy and they're like knocking shit over, and they were like
the spider guys.
The spidery guys.
They just reminded me of the Mad Balls from the 80s.
They definitely look. Yeah. I like their little derpy T-Rex hands.
God, yes.
Like, they're so great.
And these little legs and this big bulky body. We forgot to mention Louise Fletcher is in this, and she is
Nurse Cratchit herself.
Holy
She's such a
shit, it was.
scary.
May I have my cigarettes, please, Miss Ratchet?
You sit down, Mr. Cheswick, and wait your turn.
Actress when she wants to be.
Yeah, she's really good in this.
She's so good.
The scene where he's sneaking up on his teacher and she turns around and she's eating a fucking frog.
That's how that scene
that actually
was
scared me.
bored in my brain since I was a kid.
I am a 40-year-old man, and I actually had the hairs on the back of my neck stand up when she was doing
It's a creepy scene.
It took me a second to process what was even happening.
Dude, that is in the same realm as Eggface from The Last Starfighter.
Yes.
And Large Marge for me. Like, scenes I had to cover my face as a kid.
It looked like this.
Kind of like watch it through squinted hands.
80s movies weren't afraid to traumatize kids.
Yes.
No. It was almost like a point of pride.
Yeah. Like you'd find this one random movie that scared the shit out of you and, made you sleep with the lights on for 2 weeks or afraid to go to the bathroom.
For me, it was Watership Down.
Yeah. Okay. So like his parents get taken over and that always terrified me as a kid. Like any movies where like your parents get taken over.
His parents were so loving. I really adored the relationship he had with both of his parents.
Oh yeah, when they were like
at the beginning.
It's Karen Black's son, by the way. Is the
was it really?
It's Karen Black's actual son.
Oh, that's why they had such good chemistry together.
Hunter Carson. Yeah. Well, I was actually thinking like to myself, because I learned that recently, not during this watch, but like not that long ago, and I was like, this is such a crazy, nutty, kooky movie. What a blast that must have been to be like making this insane movie with your mom. How cool would that have been?
And they really did have fantastic chemistry. I wish I would have known that ahead of time. That's a really great fact.
Yeah.
Is this Karen Black's best performance? Like, I know she's amazing in Trilogy of Terror, and as love it or hate it, her performance in House of a Thousand Corpses is fucking insane.
All right. I guess I can trust you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I loved her in this movie.
I
It was
loved
so
her in this
caring. It
movie.
was
I don't
so-
think it's my favorite,
It
but
was
I
so
loved
against type for her, though.
Yeah, because it was so sort of straight laced.
She was the sweet one. She was the straight laced one. She wasn't the villain. She wasn't mischievous or conniving. Like even
and
in
she had a
movies,
pretty good scream herself, actually.
She did. Well, Karen Black's always been known for a good scream.
Yeah, for those lungs.
But I was legitimately impressed with her acting in this. You were mentioning like the parents starting to change.
Yeah.
When the dad first comes down the next morning, again, I've seen Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I've seen other movies like this. Solid job all around. Like just being wrong, if for lack of any better term.
If somebody were to ask you like what was wrong with them, like it would be tough to describe.
It's just not right.
It was just a bad dream. We'll take a walk after you do the dishes.
After I do the dishes?
That's all you can say.
Feels like
He was genuinely creepy. He made me uncomfortable. And that takes a lot to do when you're just, walking in looking for your coffee. You lost your shoe.
They always portrayed them as like somebody that got the cliff notes on how to be human.
Yes, that's perfect.
But that they were still like learning as they went, particularly when it comes to food.
Yes, that is fun. You're like with his coffee, and he just
what's he putting in there?
Saccharin.
Tic Tacs or something?
No, I thought it was saccharin. So back in the 80s,
The hell is saccharin?
Saccharin was almost like little pills of fake sweetener.
Oh, yes.
Is that what it was?
I think it might have been saccharin because it would have been on the table if he was having his coffee, but you put one saccharin in, it's like at least like two.
Like a saccharin is like like you could drop a saccharin or you could open a pack of Splenda.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. I think that's what it was.
And he put like 30 of them in there. And I was
he
like,
put like the whole container in there. And then like his mom is like eating the raw meat.
well, that was funny.
salt
She's
on
eating the
it.
bacon first and then just like a piece of raw hamburger.
What do you
But I
think she
do want to
actually
point
ate?
out.
Like you mean in real life? What was she actually eating?
Yeah, like because it looked like ground beef.
What reality TV has taught me is when things aren't what they actually are, they're made of cake.
It's cake, damn it. Definitely chicken. It's raw. Nope, it's cake, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
She puts it in the plate and then uses her bacon hands to feel her wound in her neck. Which skeeved me more than probably anything else in the movie.
So they have a frog dissection scene in this film.
Did it remind you of E.T. a little bit?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like that must have been prevalent in the 80s. I mean, I
We had
remember
to
in
do
high
it.
school doing that. Yeah, but like,
Yeah, I had to do it.
Had
yeah,
to do a rat too.
I almost thought like, were they doing an homage to ET in that scene?
Especially with the girl too. Like there was that bit of a awkward, early like what's the
Right.
yeah
Until she turned
grade
out
7,
to be
grade 8 crush kind of thing
like
going
the
on.
teacher's familiar. Like,
Yeah, that was
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How is this a better Invasion of the Body Snatchers movie than Invasion of the
For
Body
real?
Snatchers?
Yeah, Body Snatchers is awesome, but I get your point. It's more.
It's entertaining. It's more entertaining.
It's more entertaining. Yeah, it is. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is more like cosmic horror, like a serious take on it. And this is just Leaving Las Vegas version.
I never rode in a convertible before.
Is that right? I guess you're about ready then, aren't you?
We're not like the others, man. Real.
No more of that talk or I'll put the fucking leashes on you, understand?
Those little antennas that come out the back of their necks. Those are
Uncomfortable.
Yes,
I
thank
didn't
you.
like
That's
it.
the perfect word for it.
But like,
so big.
And it
it
goes
was so
slowly.
big. Yeah, it was so painful to watch.
The main alien, the one that controlled the ship and controlled these
The
weapons.
little
Supreme
squishy
intelligence.
brain guy.
I thought
Comes out
they
of the
just
sphincter.
yeah, I thought they just ripped off Krang from Ninja
Krang.
Turtles.
Dude, I learned that
Ninja
too.
Turtles came out a year later.
Wouldn't he
Yeah.
be this is the perfect Krang. He's the Krang that we never got.
We never got it.
Because I enjoy seeing both people and animals suffer. And you, my friends, are both.
Yeah.
We got the Michael Bay Krang in like 2017 or
Was
whatever.
he better than this?
No, he's fucking terrible.
This is what Krang was supposed to look like.
That is 100%.
The 1953 film, a lot of people say it had references to like the Red Scare, which was the fear of communism and subversion from the Soviet Union that basically changed people's psyches or whatever, and it had them feeling more sympathetic to the communist cause. This film, though, seems more like the fear of your dad is gay.
Well, he is coming out of bushes with strange men.
Well, he just suddenly pops out of the bush with Ed.
Okay, that actually scared me when it happened. Freaked me out.
I was so confused.
And then later, like the cops come back over the hill and they're like all giving each other like the knowing nod. And you're just like, okay.
You guys have all had each other's dicks in your mouth.
Yeah, we know what happened behind those bushes. In this one, the dad was, downright unsettling and creepy. In the original, the dad was downright mean. Actually, like punches the kid and like knocks him to the ground. I'm like, damn, son.
Like your average parent from the 1950s.
I mean, honestly.
Who threw this away? Who threw this away? You threw it away?
This was empty.
Empty? That look empty to you? No. Is it empty?
Yeah.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Louise Fletcher just alone is creepiness. I don't care how many times she screamed David Gardner.
David Gardner? David Gardner? You missed the field trip, David Gardner. David Gardner! David Gardner! I'll get you.
Yeah.
Every time was upsetting.
It was like made your teeth on edge. Like it was. She's God rest her soul. She was amazing.
So did aliens mean? I mean, it was obviously an accident when she got eaten, but like, is it just like we don't give a shit? Like,
it was so.
All you are is a human vessel, so we don't really care
about that. Yeah.
Well, they were they were trying to eat David.
Yes.
So they were in feed mode.
Mouth was open,
and she just got knocked in, and then
stop.
And then so they're eating. Well, they're eating them, and then his buddy that accidentally knocked him in is like dying laughing. I love it. I love that these giant fucking.
You're gonna get written up for this.
Mouths, and that's all that they are. They're like cows mixed with like Audrey too. I'd like to think that we live in a world where a little kid could just go talk to a 5-star general, and the general
show up at the door and say, "I want to talk to General."
General Wilson. We have to see General Wilson. It's an emergency.
And the 5-star general just give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, wasn't that nice in the 80s? Yeah, in the 80s, you were probably everyone was like, "Yeah, that could happen."
Well, in the 80s, you write a letter
son?
to the army in crayon telling
Eugene. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Thank you, Eugene, for saving the world.
All right, son. Where are the monsters?
Mommy came in my house.
Saving the world. There are only 2 movies that ended me absolutely, completely shattered the way that this one did. There's this film, which shows like, I don't know, like all the events that happened in the film were a premonition of some sort. And even though, like everything was a dream, that night, the Martians do come.
Yep.
And he goes into his parents' bedroom, and I mean, you don't know exactly what's happening, but you can see the derpy, horrific look on that derpy kid's face. You can assume that they were being eaten or something. So, I mean, that really messed me up because it happens right after, like immediately after the heartfelt reunion.
Right. We're fine.
Everybody.
Fine.
And it just like pulled the rug right out from under me.
It was a dream, or was it?
And actually, the mom's reaction to the story when she's like, David Gardner.
There is nothing to be afraid of, David Gardner. Tomorrow we will take a picnic up at the hill.
Lorraine Newman from
she was
original Saturday Night Live.
She was awesome in this.
That dream would have been too fresh in my head. I've been like, fuck the hell. No.
Too soon, Mom. Too soon.
But anyway, the only other movie to fuck me up as much as this one did was the end of Time Bandits.
Never seen that.
Mom! Dad! Don't touch it!
Kills
Touch
their
it.
parents.
It's pure concentrated evil. I knew I had
relax.
seen this movie back in the day. And things come back to you a little bit. And I will say, the minute she turned around with the frog in her mouth, that scene was so vivid from 12-year-old Abby. It literally went, oh, like I had totally forgot that existed. I really do think that Louise Fletcher is one of my favorite parts of this movie, just because she's such a quintessential actress and so good at what she does. I love seeing all the familiar faces. I was a huge Lorraine Newman fan, who plays the mom back in the 80s. I really enjoyed the hell out of this, so much so that I immediately put on the older movie just to kind of go through it again and see what happened. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 giant slimy Mr. Potato Head. That's out of 5.
I went into this blind. I'd seen maybe half a trailer before we did this. And I'd always heard how bad this movie was, like how it fucking bombed, killed Tobe Hooper's career, So I'm like, whatever. Not a huge Tobe Hooper fan. I watched this 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. I fucking love this movie. Everything about it, the whimsy, it's dark, but it's fun, and it manages. I have such a huge problem with when a movie tries to be more than one thing and they clash its heads. Dolls, perfect example. We talked about Dolls over a year ago, and I can't do the fun and fancy free versus the dark and brooding. This movie manages to do it perfectly. I was on board the entire time. Karen Black, fucking Nurse Ratched, even Hunter Carson, who was, of course, a nepotism thing. He's a kid I don't want to kick across the room. I genuinely was like following this kid through this movie. He is a better Elliot than Elliot ever was. Fuck E.T. and fuck Elliot. I had so much fun with this. And then they pulled that it's a fucking dream ending. And I was pissed.
Yeah, I get it.
I was ready to walk out the fucking room.
But then
the ship lands. He was having like a fucking like premonition the whole time. Yeah. And the aliens come and he walks into that room and they don't show what's going on. But that kid with that overzealous, like theatrical scream with the no, I was right back on board. This movie literally transported me to being a kid again. 5 out of 5 Beyblades coming out of a concrete floor in a boiler room. Absolutely fucking fantastic. I loved it.
That's awesome. It's my birthday pick, and I picked this movie, so obviously I would go in saying that I enjoyed it and everything. But that being said, it had been a minute since I had actually sat down and watched it, and I'm knowledgeable about, even though I loved it as a kid, how badly it performed, and how just like not a lot of people that I knew liked it for whatever reason, and that always kind of bothered me. But I was just like, all right, maybe it's just one of those ones that I like, nobody else likes, whatever. Rewatching it, I was sure that things were going to stick out to me, and that I was going to be like, okay, well, I get it now. This is why people soured on it, or why they didn't like it. I was just all monster, and I didn't get like the major flaws of this movie. Well, no, I watched
still
it,
don't get them,
and I'm still just like, this is top tier cinematic entertainment. Like it doesn't get much better for me than this whimsical aspect of it, combined with the really dark nastiness of the aliens. All your childhood fears realized with like your parents turning against you. And I'm going 5 out of 5 burnt piles of bacon that looked a little tastier than it deserved to be. Like, I think I would have crushed that had I been
like
a little
inebriated.
Yeah,
a little hungover, you wake up.
Bacon, I would have crushed that. So,
yeah.
All right. So
Wiped your open wound with the bacon juice. So, guys, if you want to write to us, you can find us at hormonalwerewolves@gmail.com. Hope you subscribe and like on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok, on Blue Sky, anywhere that is not X. You can find us. So it's Hormonal Werewolves and the number 3, unless you're writing to us, in which case it's hormonalwerewolves@gmail.com. I'm done, Brian.
She's done. You can find me at that other horror podcast. We talk about movies too.
All right. So quickly, ask me what I'm doing.
Hey, Adam, what you got going on?
All right. So it was my birthday, and but money is tight. Money's very tight, as it always is, and I've decided to just take the plunge. You know how people have started selling pictures of their feet on the internet, and they're like making like buku bucks.
Feet.
So it was just my birthday, so I decided I would start selling pictures of myself in my birthday suit for my birthday.
Okay.
So I mean, there's got to be. I mean, everyone's got a kink, and
somebody's kink.
Probably a middle-aged Pittsburgher is.
Of a picture.
This is my birthday suit.
Oh,
okay, it's lovely. It's a very nice suit.
Got a nice lapel.
Oh my God! I'm so glad that wasn't an 8x11.
And, so anyway, that's all I got. So all right, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Bye,
guys.
Full moon rising, we're feeling alive. Hormones raging, we're ready to thrive. We're watching movies, bad to the bone. Screaming at screens all alone. Werewolves in the dark, bad cinema delight. First getting thicker with every fright. Good, bad, or...
Everybody's out looking for him, right?
Yeah.
Where do you think he's gonna come back to? Back to his lair.
We'll be ready for him.